Second equation deals with a rate. And that's where these, notice the words per minute. I talked earlier about in chapter 1, when we see that per word, that's typically our rate. Our second equation deals with a rate. Sometimes it's money, like if it's $12 per dish or $12 per hour, that's a rate. So your second equation deals with a rate. So in my rate equation, I've got 12 calories per minute swimming. So 12 calories per minute swimming plus the rate of inline skating, 8 calories per minute inline skating. That's got to equal, well, if I'm talking about calories per minute, I better be equal to the amount of calories I want to burn. What do we got? 300. At this point in time, setting up the equation is probably the toughest part, but now substitution or elimination can get you the answer. Now I want you to take some time on your own. Use substitution or elimination. So, to complete this, we get negative 8x minus 8y equals negative 240 if you chose this as an option. The next equation I'm not going to change, so it turns into the same thing. I notice that the y variable in this case is going to eliminate. I'm left with 4x equal to 60. That means x is 15. But I've been stressing to people, hey, you've got to get it some context. Like, what did x mean? So that means that's the number of minutes I'm swimming. So in the end, I need to have like a statement. 15 minutes of swimming. And then I need to plug that 15 back into one of the original equations that I started with. I could either use the equation or use reason. If 15 minutes had to be the number of minutes swimming, that means 15 minutes had to be the number of minutes inline skating. It had to be split, 15-15. Next example. Maybe our first equation isn't so clear because I talked about how it's going to deal with a quantity, how many I need. Quantity, I'm going to leave blank for a little bit. Let's go to the rate because rate is going to deal with all that money. Oh, wait a second. Let's label those variables. I'm dealing with what two types? I'm dealing with, so how many pans of pasta? How many sandwich trays? Go to the question to figure out what your variables are. So x is going to be number of pans of pasta. Y will be number of sandwich trays. Now that I've mapped out what those are, let's go to the rate. The rate's going to deal with the money. It costs $39 per pan of pasta. So $39 per pan of pasta. Maybe I don't need the dollar sign. And I'm going to add that to the amount for the, and it's not P either. It's a Y. Right? It's pasta. And we're going to have plus $12 per sandwich tray. That's going to equal the total amount. It says I have to spend $150. So this means I see these other numbers and they all deal with people. People. So sometimes your quantity may also be just a different way of rate. I need how many, if I have x plus y, I need to also show how many people are served with each pan of pasta. How many people are served with each sandwich tray? 14 per pan of pasta, 6 people per sandwich tray, and I am going to be serving a total of 64 people. So sometimes a quantity and a rate may not be so clear, but you should always have probably at least one rate equation. Now you can try to use substitution or elimination. I'm going to choose elimination of the y's. Multiply the first equation by -2. Second equation stays the same, and I'm going to eliminate those y terms. So x is equal to 11. X is equal to 2. So that means we are supposed to have 2 pans of pasta Using that second equation, since it's clean, I'm going to take 39 times 2, add it to 12y, equal to 150, and solve for y. We get y being 6. Y being 6. So we end up getting, I'll erase this up here. We end up getting two pans of pizza or pasta, and then 6 sandwich trays. That's how we get our answer. You've got 2 problems you got to do over the weekend. On page 152, you got to do number 10. Page 153, you got to do 54.